This is Les Schwab Tires Friday Night Rivals, sponsored by the U.S. Army.
We are at Lee de Silva Field in Madera, and it's time for the Les Schwab Tires Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, sponsored by the U.S. Army. And here's our matchup, Sanger High School Apaches against the Coyotes of Madera High School. Your pregame show is delivered by HR Mobile. Call HR Mobile Services for all your human resource needs. Hello, everybody. Ralph Wood along with Vince Weston, soon to be joined by Kevin Miller. And let's talk about the beginning of league play.
Yeah, CMAC, the opener. And both teams have fared well in the preseason. I think the team to shoot for is Bullard, but Madera and Sanger are much improved, and they're going to give the Knights a run for their money in the CMAC.
Let's take a look at some of your players to watch tonight.
Well, let's start with Sanger, Cozy Aguina. Now, remember that name. Look for number 6 in red and white tonight. Now, here's a guy that's being recruited as a defensive back. He's getting recruited as a receiver. He's also getting recruited as a running back. He is a state qualifier in the triple jump. So what I'm trying to say is we've got an athlete in action tonight. Keep your eyes on number 6, Cozy Aguina.
You always give us an offensive guy and a defensive guy.
Yeah. And for the defensive guy, let's go with inside linebacker Pierce Jones. Now, the troops on the Sanger sideline, that linebacker core is really beat up. Now, Madera's going to try to spread you all over the field. It's real important that only Jones supplies leadership, but he's got to make sure everybody's in place and they're reading the right keys.
Let's talk a little bit about the guys you like on the other side for Madera.
Well, let's start with Isaiah Martinez. What a great story this is. Second game, Madera's offense is struggling. He goes to Coach Kenny Paulinelli and says, put me in, let me lead us back to victory. I know the quarterback. I know all the sets. I know all the calls. He goes in, leads the Coyotes to 2 touchdowns, comeback victory, hasn't left the spot since.
And you look at their roster, he's not even listed as a quarterback right now. How about defensively?
Okay, defensively again, Ricky Garcia. Now, there's going to be a lot of misdirection when you go against a Sanger offense. Again, in the same fashion of Pierce Jones tonight, he's got to make sure everybody's set. Not only providing leadership with the calls, but he's got to get after it in the secondary and coming downhill.
Your keys to the game?
Well, it's real simple. From Sanger, what you're going to try and do is you've got to cover the whole turf because Madera's going to spread you out. And a lot of keys to look for, a lot of different things that they haven't shown, a lot of things in the playbook that they say, let's break out at the start of league. And then for Madera, let's try to get a W with the bye week. And by that, I mean you've had 2 weeks to prepare for Sanger. Got to make sure everything's in place. I look for Sanger to have success early. After they get acclimated, that's when that bye week comes into play.
All right, Vince, excellent points. It's the Coyotes coming up next here with a big game, a big home game. Homecoming tonight for Madera against Sanger. We'll be back with the kickoff after this. Tonight's first quarter is sponsored by Bowman & Associates Insurance Company. Protect your crops, protect your livelihood. Captains are going to meet at midfield for the coin toss. This game is supposed to kick off in 2 minutes, and the Apaches just took the field. Sanger is 4-1, 3-game winning streak. Clovis East, Lemoore, and Paso Robles. Madera's had some extra time to prepare.
Yeah,
the last game was the 19th.
And I alluded that in the pregame. They had a bye week, and with that bye week, number one, you can get some people healthy. But number two, more importantly, you get ready for that triple option.
Let's send it downstairs to the third member of the broadcast team, Kevin Miller.
Homecoming edition number 2. The theme tonight is Coyotes hit the road. But don't go anywhere, because this is the only show in town. Why? Because this is Friday night. Let's go! Madera High, represent. Ralphie Dub, back to you. Let's hit the road.
Thank you, Kevin. Wendy's is proud to sponsor the Hot and Juicy Sideline Reports with Kevin Miller. Sanger will have the first offensive possession. Madera to kick off. Here are the officials for tonight's game. The referee is Chuck Calvert. The umpire is Jared Janatafar. Head linesman is Isaiah Lopez. Line judge Scott Hammock. And the back judge is Marvin Turk. Good bunch. I chatted with them a little bit before the game.
Seemed real easy, ready to go. Caution me on they don't want to throw a lot of flags, want the kids to decide the game. And what do you always say? As an official, you hunt elephants, not squirrels. So if you're going to throw a flag, you make sure it's a big one, and it had something to do with the play. And I thought last week there was a couple calls that really had nothing to do with the play.
Richard Lozano Cruz will kick off, and this kickoff is sponsored by JR Sports, ramming over the competition. Short kick, fair catch, just outside the 30-yard line. John Pena.
Pena, if that name sounds familiar, that's the coach's kid. He will be the backup quarterback, and you will see him very active on the defensive side of the ball for Sanger. Okay, notice who's missing. Cozy Aguina, the guy I highlighted, nursing a sore ankle, so he's going to come in and spot on offense, but he will not start this contest. Keep your eye on number 19, Morgan Privet. He can pop the top, if you understand what I mean.
That's him in motion. Snap is fumbled and then fallen on it about the 30-and-a-half-yard line.
And it looked like they were ready to sweep with Privet right there. But you got to get the ball. Center the ball exchange. Looked like a pretty good snap. Just trying to get it. They're broken. And Collazo, I saw him out on the field. It looked like he grew 3 inches since last year. We had him against Clovis East. Man, that kid is big. Talking about going up and housing it over the goalpost. He scores a touchdown. He can actually do that. Here's that option. And he's off and
Collazo keeps it. Breaks through into the secondary.
Yeah, look at that.
Inside the 40.
You got enough?
30. Taken down at about the 15-yard line. And he may have been injured. He went down awkwardly.
Yeah. Get those long strides and size 13s to move in there. Okay, there's the dive. You took care of that, and then just too many people. You saw like 2 people looking at the dive. You've got to play assignment football, which means somebody's got to be on dive, somebody's going to be on keep, and somebody's got to be on pitch.
Dragged out by Justin Zambrano.
Yeah, and right there, it looked like 2 guys were on dive.
Inside the Toyota red zone, it's a 1st and 10, sponsored by Lithia Subaru of Fresno.
And Ralph, I expect early success by Sanger because everybody's just gone spread. You don't have the personnel to give you the look in practice. You can try.
Here comes the pitch.
Yeah, too easy.
To the outside, down near the goal line, and run out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Fernando Gonzalez, the ball carrier.
Okay, so let's flop it this week. For Madera, what they had to do. Okay, there we go. Dive. Quarterback keep. Now the pitch. Good mesh. Good way to turn the corner. But let's just flip it this week. If you're Madera, you had to use guys that were in spread formation. Okay, because all you run is doubles and wide receivers trying to play running back and trying to emulate this. It's just not the same. It'll take a couple series to get used to it.
The handoff up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown, Pierce Jones.
And Pierce Jones, the guy I highlighted as a linebacker, and is going to play an integral part tonight there. Well, he's also going to play some running back and some fullback there.
Another look at the Porta Subs touchdown.
And what a drive. What a start. Besides the muff snap, everything went to perfection. If you're Jorge Pina, you couldn't be any happier than that. Damn.
Isaiah Romero with the extra point, and it's good. 7 points on the board, and a very impressive opening drive for the Apaches as they jump out to the 7-0 lead.
To perfection.
Another look at that Porta Subs touchdown.
Didn't need much, didn't get much. Touchdown, Sanger.
Play by the quarterback on the long run was the key play of that drive.
Well, the way he turned it up and those long strides were moving, wasn't he? Palazzo.
Unfortunately, no sign of any kind of an injury. He came up kind of like he had been hurt.
Yeah. So if you're Kenny Pallanelli, you've got to tell your truth. You kind of expected some success. Get used to the speed of it, but you got to play assignment football. Like I talked about earlier, on that one big run by the quarterback, too many people were taking dive.
Here's another JR Sports kickoff, ramming over the competition. A fair catch inside the 25. Justin Zambrano making that catch. Looks like they'll spot it right at the 25. So we'll get our first look at this Coyotes offense. But first you're going to look at us. The JR Sports booth cam. First down play on the ground. Across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Gain of about a yard, 2nd and 9.
A couple guys to keep your eye on. Left tackle, Alex Corso. Running back, Jeremiah Sanchez. And wide receiver, Marco Lopez.
Pass out there and a nice catch. And let's see where they'll give him progress. Probably out close to the 30. Mario Perez, I believe, on the catch.
Ralph.
See the catch, and then the gang tackle pushing him back.
Here we go. 3rd down and 8.
From the 29.
About 7.
Martinez looking. Now he's going to run. Across the 30, have the first down right there and out of bounds at the 40.
Well, good coverage downfield. Coverage sack, well, that's a coverage scramble. Had plenty of time, stayed in the pocket long enough, and he says, I got to get to going. Pretty good pocket to step up in there, and then this is an excellent decision here. Got it pretty easy.
So that's a Lithia Subaru of Fresno, 1st and 10. Handoff across the 45, out to about the 48-yard line. That's Jeremiah Sanchez.
The guy that can catch the ball and run the ball, second team all WAC, and runs with a lot of heart, a lot of aggression. Small, but he's very physical. You see, pulling the tackle around, good seal there by big number 74.
He's a junior listed at 5'5", 150.
He ran that toughness. You got to have some toughness in you there when you're going to run inside like that.
Going to need a tough yard here on 3rd and a yard. Martinez under center now. Will keep it, and he'll pick up the first down. Didn't need much. Got about a yard and a half. So another 1st and 10 sponsored by Lithia Subaru of Fresno.
Pretty good answer thus far. Pretty good answer. See, we went over the offense there. Defensively. And this is a call draw.
Going to keep it inside the 45, run out of bounds at about the 41.
So with Isaiah Martinez already off to a good start, that tells you got to have a lot of containment. Okay, and just don't get back into the coverage where you turn your head. You got to keep your eyes on him all the way. Especially with the design quarterback draw like that. They're going to try to get this ball in this kid's hands here. And remember, where did he start off at, Ralph? Wide receiver? Not even listed at quarterback?
Yeah, I've got him listed as a running back and wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's what their roster says.
So what it should say next to his name is ATH because he's an athlete.
I believe Madera has called a timeout, and the quarterback's not very happy about it. We'll take a break. Welcome back, everybody. 8:18 remaining here in the opening quarter. Sanger with a 7-0 lead over on Madera. The Apaches marched right down the field on their possession. First possession. The Coyotes trying to do the same thing. They've crossed midfield. Second down and 2 or 3 here.
It's a big drive here, Ralph.
Well, sure, they're going to try and answer.
We're going to try to answer, try to, readjust that defense so they understand their assignment there. And, sometimes the best defense is a good offense where you keep Sanger's offense off the field.
Coyotes haven't had the big play that Sanger did on that first drive, but they're steadily marching it down the field.
Clint Diamond it.
Second and 2 and dropped in the backfield for a loss. First one in there looks like number 55, Jaden Munoz, with the tackle back to the 44.
And with that, you want to jump to the secondary RPO there. You want to pull that thing out and pass the football.
Now it's third down. And the ball comes out, and he goes down, recovered. I think it's Sanger. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
He comes out of there with it again. That's Jaden Munoz.
Making his presence known. And I tell you what, Isaiah Martinez had no business taking off. This is way too a good pocket, and he just panicked. They had a good pocket for him. He should have stayed in there, gone through his progression. But, he had a little success running the football. But now, that's just panic.
Gabriel almost took the quarterback out of it. He couldn't go get the ball. A lot of teammates came and recovered. Immediately following this game, you can watch Masters of Illusion only on the CW 59.
There's Big 55 getting it done.
Had a tackle for loss in that series and recovered the fumble.
TFL Anna. He's a stat maker, Ralph.
Now we're going back the other way, and it's the quarterback doing it again down the far sideline, inside the 20 and taken down just outside the 5. Noah Collazo has something going on that far sideline, doesn't he?
Well, Collazo listed at 6'4".
6'4" and 180.
Yeah. And he's all the 6'4", I'll tell you that. See him here, same thing. And just nobody's coming in the alley to support Keep. And if it looks difficult, it is. And you would think that bye week would have helped in some ways, but as of right now, Sanger's just doing what they please.
In the Toyota red zone, but let's see if we have another timeout. We do, taken by Madera.
And a good timeout at that.
Make sure you pick up a copy of the Valley Football Guide, the #1 source for local high school football, Fresno State, and the NFL. You can pick up your free copy at participating Wendy's and KFC locations. So after the turnover, the Apaches get another big play on offense, and they're knocking on the door, trying to take a 2-touchdown lead.
Mark Barsotti, famous alumni, famous names associated with this game. There it is. Mark Barsotti, outstanding quarterback, had his number retired here. Of course, went out to Fresno State, where Ralph covered him several games. Played a little with the Miami Dolphins. Famous alumni representing Madera High School, jersey retired, Mark Barsotti. And remember the name Peyton Barsotti. Barsotti's kid will be a first-rounder, big Major League Baseball player one day. You heard it here first. Remember the name Peyton Barsotti. So famous alumni
part
associated
of a
with this game.
A pretty good Little League team,
yeah.
like all-star team that won.
Yeah. Famous names associated with this game, Mark Barsotti, Madera High School.
Played in the California Bowl with a broken leg.
Okay, how's this for Sanger? My guy, Ted Terosian.
Covered him too.
Yeah, famous running back, led Sanger High to 1976, I believe, Valley Championship team. Went on and starred at Fresno State under Jim Sweeney and played with the Oakland Invaders. Can't say Sanger without saying Ted Terosian. One more look at Ted. One more look at Ted.
Nothing there for Prince
There it is.
Jones.
You got to show this because he's got hair. I didn't even recognize when they sent me the picture.
You going there?
Hello to Sandy Terosian also.
Well, if you needed some tough yards, you handed it off to 32.
Ted Terosian. Some great names associated with this game for Madera High, Mark Barsotti, and, of course, for Sanger High, Ted Terosian. All right, back to the guys now that maybe one day I'll be calling their names out. Famous alumni.
Pass into the end zone. He had two guys open and kind of split the difference, incomplete.
Didn't really know what he wanted there, but they had him confused. And what you got to do on that, you got to go back to that one. And I know number 11 thought he was wide open.
We'll probably see that one again later on.
Dolce Colandera, well, just sneak back over. Don't jump up and down and alert the defense. You got to go back to that because they had two guys open, and Lazo just really didn't know which one.
Isaiah Romero will attempt a 30-yard field goal.
That doesn't fit well for Madera because that two guys wide open.
High snap. Kick is away. And it's good. So Romero with a field goal from 30 yards, and Sanger extends its lead. The Apaches are now up 10-0. Still 9:28 to go in this first quarter.
These games get like this, where it almost seems like the whole game has been Sanger offense versus Madera defense.
The Apaches convert the turnover. Remember, it was a recovered fumble that started it. And immediately to the homework.
Yeah, well,
let's see what we just did.
Not only that, I have a feeling they're just watching our tape.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's what's pretty neat about it. They're watching tape of us. So if they see a booth cam come on there, we know they're watching us.
Yeah, they'll say, how did that get in there?
Well, if you're Madera, you're fortunate. You are very fortunate to only be down 10-0 right now.
Romero with another short kick. Across the 30, 35, across the 40, and spun down just short of the 45. That's Zachary Rock on the return. Now we send it downstairs to Kevin Miller.
Tackle made at the 45-yard line by Alexis Cordova from Sanger. First down and 10 for the...
I am surrounded by royalty here. Of course, it's Homecoming 2019, and this is the Royal Court. They had their processional before the game, and of course, all week long, there have been some funtivities. Like, what was Monday?
Monday was Pajama Day, and pretty much Pajama Day was like the start of road trip. So whenever you go on a road trip, you wear pajamas to start off the road trip.
Gotta be comfy, right? What about Tuesday?
Tuesday was Hippie Day.
All right, groovy, right? What about Wednesday?
On Wednesday, we made our way down to Texas with Western Wednesday.
Yeehaw! And what about Thursday?
Thursday was Beach Day.
All right, going back to Cali, right? Senior class. And then Cody, what was Friday? What's today?
Homecoming parade and homecoming shirt.
That's right, and there was a huge parade. It's a tradition. The 20th year of the Madera High School Homecoming Parade down Howard Street. All right? The tradition lives on. These folks are going to find out who's the king, who's the queen, but they're all royalty to us, so congratulations. Let's keep the conversation going at hashtag FNR Fresno. Ralph V-Dub, the Kingpins. Back to you. All right. The tiaras are looking great, ladies.
He sounds jealous.
Yeah, does he?
Wendy's is proud to sponsor the Hot and Juicy Sideline Reports with Kevin Miller, who does such a great job for us down there.
All right, Isaiah Martinez, can you answer?
And keep it and get blasted. Dropped immediately by Gabriel Olmos.
Oh, yeah. And Papa Olmos is going to be proud. He saw him down there when I was getting my Philly cheesesteak for us, Ralph. And he said, remember number 2, my son. And I see you right here. That is how you play football. Throwing the clubs, first step there. Watch him wrap and watch him finish with his legs. I say it all the time, every week. Good hitters or good knee benders. I see you, Olmos. He almost took his head off, too.
So 2 straight tackles for loss on running plays. Now a pass to this sideline, incomplete.
Marco Lopez. Pretty good toss, yeah. Pretty good toss on the run. Just couldn't haul it in.
So it'll be 3rd and long. 3rd and 16.
Yeah, and there's just not a playbook for 3rd and 16. You can't get yourself in this situation and expect to be successful. Completion rate for something like 3rd and 16 is probably about 12%.
It's a screen, and it's sniffed out for another loss. Back to the 35. That was John Pena knifing in to make the tackle for loss.
Now, I first saw Pena in 7th grade. He was a quarterback. And I loved his leadership and his awareness of everything that was going on. Then in 8th grade, I saw him play again at quarterback and free safety, and he broke his collarbone at free safety. I'm getting on his dad. Why in the heck is he at free safety? But now I see the maturation process of him being a prowess on the defensive side of the football. That's a coach's kid sniffing that one out.
Apaches have that one blocked. It was a low snap and blocked and picked up on the run.
Look at this.
Knocked out of bounds at about the 10.
Yeah, it is.
Jaden Munoz picked it up, but who got the block?
I thought it was almost again.
It's going to come from the left side, the near side.
Yeah, it is. That's it. There he is.
Well, he's got a highlight reel in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Gabriel almost with the block.
Right.
And look, the Apaches get right back in business. Got a piece of it with the left hand.
These two have put on a show.
So here comes Noah Collazo.
And to tell you the truth, Ralph, that was rather easy. Bad snap, but it was rather easy. Almost good, rangy, long athlete. In this direction.
Down to about the, is that the 6?
Here comes Agina. Said they'd go to him early. Didn't want to start him. Nursing an ankle injury, but he looked pretty good cut off that one.
They're in the Toyota red zone trying to find the end zone. First man through, but there's not much there. Ashton Rodriguez.
And not a good mesh, and I'll tell you why it's not a good mesh. The nose guard just blew up the play. Just too much penetration on boys in blue, and those white jerseys up front were standing up.
Fans, you can live tweet Kevin Miller at hashtag FNR Fresno on whom you think is the player of the game, brought to you by Donald P. Dick. 3rd and about 6. Collazo with the handoff. Inside the 5. That's Jones pushed back. Let's see where they mark it.
4 yards away, right? If I'm Sanger, I'm going for it.
4th and goal from about the 3.
Yeah. I am going for this. And I would go bread and butter with your option. Have the ball in Collazo's hands, the ability to pitch out to Medina or perhaps Privet. Here it is.
And he keeps it. Collazo is in. Touchdown.
And when you're 6'4" like that with a reach, you know, he could have stretched Armstrong from the 3-yard line and got in. All you need is that tip of the ball is to cross the beginning of that right arm. This is using your frame. Not bad defense, but they didn't need much. And when you got a quarterback like that, he made it look easy.
Football had already broken the plane. And there's the extra point put up and through by Isaiah Romero.
Yeah, Romero's got some foot to him.
1:59 to go in the first quarter, and it's now a 17-0 lead. All Sanger. Stay tuned for your Xfinity halftime report featuring the Subway Scholar Athlete. It's coming up at halftime.
There's Big Noel. Sky Coach, they call it. Apachettes, they're happy. They're smiling. And why not? Got to put a good football team rolling out here tonight. Hello to all the folks back in Sanger tuned in. Especially those that frequent Big Mama's house, where I get my burgers all the time I go to Sanger.
Another JR Sports kickoff, ramming over the competition. Fair caught at the 28. Making the catch there is number 55, Alex Carrillo. So the Coyotes been kind of rocked back on their heels here in the first quarter.
Well, no more miscues.
Fumbled.
Yeah.
Had a punt blocked.
Yeah, and execution. Execution is key. And you cannot get yourself in 3rd and 16.
From the 28. Sanchez taken down after a short gain. Taj Webb on the tackle. They say no gain. Keep it at the 28, 2nd and 10. Sanchez to throw. And it's into the hands of the defender. Intercepted, and back we go the other way. That was picked off by Webb.
3 turnovers in the first quarter. You are not going to be successful.
And it looked like Raul Medrano had his hands on it. It was almost simultaneous possession, both guys.
It's just a little sit route.
Oh, it tipped off of his fingertips.
Throwing a little there, something like that. You've got to stick it, and he can't be reaching out right there. That's got to be thrown right in his gut. You're going to throw it out in between the outside linebacker and the inside linebacker. It's just a little sit route. And if he has to reach, something bad like that can happen, and it just did. And Taj is ready for it. Johnny on the spot. That's got to be stuck right between that receiver's numbers.
On 1st and 10, Colazzo's going to throw. Has a guy open. Double move to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Wow. Dulce Calandra. He was open earlier.
And a good little roll pass action, like he's going to run the out. And I like the way Jorge Pena goes for the juggler here. Little out and up move. DB's thinking out and just do it good. Ball placement by Colazzo, right where he had to be. Excellent double move there by Dolce.
The Porta Subs touchdown. Now the extra point to make it 24-0 if he gets it through, and he does.
Yeah, and just going for the juggler there. Little out and up move. And good throw by Colazzo on the run like that on a roll pass. Usually you hit the out on the roll pass. Look at this. These Sanger coaches are jumping and bumping and all the rest of it to them, man. They got it going on. They are feeling it. And feeling it is not the same case for Madera High. 3 turnovers in the first quarter, and just before you can blink, it's 24-0. These guys with the flags are going to get tired.
There was no forgiveness for those turnovers. They have capitalized on each and every one. A field goal and 2 touchdowns.
Great point, Ralph. And I talk about going for the juggler.
Mm-hmm. The deep man is Jonathan Ramirez, but none of these kicks have gone deep. Kickoff sponsored by JR Sports, ramming over the competition. Ramirez on the return, and he breaks it. 40, inside the 30, 20, 10, and finally tumbles down at about the 4-yard line. So a sensational return by Jonathan Ramirez. Came up to get it outside the 30.
Just enough. Excellent effort.
Fingertip tackle here by Romero.
Coming right in your little one.
The kicker was the one who made the tackle. This time they give it to Ramirez again. Not so much success.
Yeah.
Loss of maybe a yard.
He might be a little winded. I don't know.
No break, huh?
He might be a little winded. Got a squad of 60.
Go with the hot hand.
Yeah, I guess. Well, imperative is the word here. Imperative they get a touchdown.
It's second down. Handoff up the middle, and look at him push that pile into the end zone. Touchdown, Jeremiah Sanchez. That was some push.
Yeah.
Just another look at the Porta Subs touchdown. And the extra point is good. So a big sequence for Madera. The Coyotes take advantage of that long kickoff return and punch it in the end zone for the touchdown. 24-7 with 17 seconds left here in this opening quarter. How about that? 31 points in a quarter.
pretty easy when you got good field position like that. And like I said, excellent job by Sanchez, just lowering his shoulders and finishing forward, running through the tackler to get to the end zone.
And you said imperative, and you're exactly right.
Otherwise, we were looking at blowout city here.
There's a blue
they're not allowed to tackle.
Fair catch called for, and the catch made by Nick Wise at about the 49.
And that's just too many people not knowing the rules. I'm glad they really didn't throw a flag on that. Nothing harmless or malicious on the hit there. Just brought him down with a small tackle. But basically, according to the rules, if he fair catches, you're not allowed to touch the kid.
So the nose of the football is tickling the 50. Galazzo keeping it. This time he cuts it back up toward the middle, and he's tripped up. Gain of about 5 as the final seconds of this quarter will tick off. And an active quarter it was.
Wow,
31 points in the opening quarter. 24-7 is the score. Your first quarter sponsored by Bowman & Associates Insurance Company. Protect your crops, protect your livelihood. Big opening quarter for the Apaches, who will take a 24-7 lead into the second quarter when we return. The second quarter is brought to you by Fashion Furniture across from River Park. There's nothing like it in all of California. This is Jones breaking through the defenders inside the 40. He'll pick up a first down. Pierce Jones, the senior. Or was that 6? That was Aguina. Ball carrier. 6, not 5. Also a senior. 6'1", 180.
Well, I think the focus needs to be on Collazo. When he gets going, things start happening with that offense. So you've got to have a guy check him every time.
He's keeping it.
Yeah, much better.
Down short of the 35. Spotted about the 36.
Yeah, he's been killing them. So now you've got to guard against the option pitch. And then here comes some misdirection. Don't kid yourself. They'll get the mixed direction going where everybody's going the one way and they hand it off underneath. And, you know, they haven't really put Privet into the offense there. And there's a kid who's probably the fastest on the Sanger team. Probably the fastest in this game is number 19, Privet. So look for them to use him before this night is over. There's my guy, Jorge. Third year.
Lazo throws, and it's picked off. Kind of threw that up for grabs. There's a flag on the play. Vincent Martinez with the interception, but there is a Midland Tractor flag on the play.
Awful, awful careless.
Again, the referee is Chuck Calvert. Will get the call. Interference on Madera.
I thought he threw a beanbag at first to spot the play. Well, take a look. See what we got.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Yeah, Vincent
First
Martinez
down.
couldn't believe it.
Penalty takes the ball all the way down to the 21. Let's see if we can
Take a look.
Penalty.
He'll step up now. He just wails it. I don't see how that's pass interference.
And here we go back to live action and a touchdown. Agina.
Well, I think Singer got a break on that drive. The ball was overthrown, and there was no contact when Isaiah Martinez got the interception.
Another look at the Porta Subs touchdown. A pitch.
Nobody home. Good blocking out at the edge there. I'll tell you that. Kazina gets the touchdown.
21 yards.
Agina gets the touchdown. Okay, and help me out with this one. Chris Olazagate.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to say that for me?
Christian Olazagaste.
Yeah, Olazagaste. The block on the edge was the key. Agina gets the touchdown and all the high fives and all the cheerleaders and everything like that. But that block on the edge by Chris was key. Olazagaste. Excellent block on the edge, being unselfish, and that sprung him. Yeah, so.
Welcome back to our home away from home.
And so, and within 2 plays, you think you get an interception. You're headed the other way. They're going to call pass interference. So now you've got to deal with it. The little temporary setbacks. Got to deal with some adversity. And then on the next play, here's the pitch. Nobody in the alley to fill. Corner doesn't come off the block thanks to the block of the wide receiver, number 80. And Agina walks into the end zone. Didn't like the pass interference call, but hey, it happens. Maybe they saw something we didn't see there. It looked like the pass was just overthrown.
31 points on the board already for Sanger as that kickoff goes out of bounds. The Midland Tractor flag on the play. They'll kick it again back at the 35.
A little bit about head coach Kenny Pollinelli. His first year as a head coach, 6 years here working Madera. Of course, he was a Madera graduate.
Boy, was he an athlete when he was here? Huh?
Basketball, everything. 04, 05, went on and played at Reedley College.
I think I read he's the only Valley High School athlete to play in all 3 City County All-Star games: baseball, basketball, and football.
From Madera. Hello.
What did I say? You did?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That wasn't in their release.
Yeah. For Madera. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Ralph, you don't even know who I am, I guess.
I still remember the shot of you running down the sideline in Tucson.
Yeah, there it is. Anyway, I talked to Kenny Pollinelli. He talked about his brother, Kirk. Kirk being his mentor. Kirk was about 8 years older and just helped him do the right thing. After Madera High, he played quarterback his senior year. His junior year, he played behind Nick Bates, great athlete. Him and Heather Bates out of Madera. Played tight end, and then he moved to quarterback his senior year. Went on and played at Reedley College. From there, went to UTEP. UTEP didn't work out. Went to Montana Western and hurt his knee again, and then decided, I'm going to get into coaching. Talked about his neighborhood: Brian Lappin, Andy Underwood, Nick Bates. What some great Madera names. And he said we were all in the same neighborhood, and the basketball and football games got very competitive.
Tried a nifty play there, and it didn't really work.
Yeah. He also wanted to thank Joseph Ferris, who's now the co-head coach at Bullard High. It was between Joseph and Kenny to get the job last year or 2 years ago here, and they gave it to Joseph. But Joseph made sure Kenny delegated, had a lot of the say-so and a lot of things they did, just preparing him to be a head coach. So he talks about Russ Pickett over at Hoover, and he at Madera, and then Joseph being at Bullard, and how they all helped to form head coaching profile.
Makes the throw, pulls it down, runs out across the 20 to about the 22. Martinez was looking downfield, couldn't find anybody open.
Andy Underwood, I mentioned that name, now the baseball coach at Madera High School. Of course, Lappin played right field, and I remember Lappin, he was a dunking machine while he was at Madera High School. So, some great. So, Kirk Pollinelli, thanks for all you've done with baby brother.
3rd and 2, and first down and then some, as Jeremiah Sanchez bursts through the line and into the secondary.
I like this Sanchez kid. You know, very small, but runs like he's 6'2", 235. I'll tell you what. Most kids that side just try to bounce it outside all the time, but
he's doing
well,
that
he
now.
did it just now.
Blasted as he crosses the 40.
When it's time to go in between the tackles, he's not scared. He is not afraid.
Calandra with the tackle. Out to the 41.
Counter action there.
Hand it off again, and a nice open field tackle. That's Pena again.
Yeah. He is beast mode tonight, isn't he? Just sniffing that thing out, coming up, and making some goods.
They're busy.
Yeah.
You know what you'd like to say about that red light when the red light comes on.
We must make him a star.
TV.
He's like, hey, guys, you got 2 more years to call my name. Look at him back there. What is he, 12, 14 yards deep and just coming up and being a man.
Martinez has a receiver open, complete, and breaking away to the 36 or 37-yard line.
Yeah, Marco Lopez. There's my guy. Finally got to call his name. Little option route. Yeah, they're in a zone. You're going to go past the corner and in between the safety there and just sit in that zone right there. Good recognition by Martinez over there. Excellent toss and throw. And look at him finish the run.
And it's Alithia Subaru Fresno, 1st and 10.
Nice throw.
Coyotes are at the 36. Martinez hands off to Lopez inside the 35, down to about the 32.
Well, from here on out, whenever you cross the 50, everything is 4-down territory.
Immediately following this game, you can watch the Masters of Illusion only on the CW 59. Sanchez trying to pick his way through defenders.
Well, with Taj Webb and Olmos and Pena, you got some active guys in that secondary. They play in the secondary, but they finish like linebackers. Very active.
Third down, back to pass, has a receiver wide open in the flat on the far side.
What a tackle.
Inside the 30, short of the first down.
And I'll tell you what, if he doesn't make the tackle, there is real estate out in front.
I believe that was Robert Lopez making the stop on Zachary Runk.
Excellent open field tackle by Lopez because, like I said, he had some real estate where he could have ran down the sidelines for a while. It ended up in Chowchilla. Didn't get it.
Push back, short of the first down. We'll turn it over on downs. Fans, you can live tweet Kevin Miller at hashtag FNR Fresno and whom you think is the player of the game. It is brought to you by Donald P. Dick. Madera turns it over. Sanger will take over at the 29.
Okay, way he's feeling, look for this option look, drop back and go for the juggler. Look for him going up top here. No.
Palazzo will hand it off. Out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That's Privet.
Everything's gone about right for Sanger High this first half. Couldn't architect a better first half if you're Sanger High.
The Apaches have gotten turnovers, blocked a punt, had some offensive drives, and in control. Agena on the pitch to the far side, working behind his blocker. He's got a convoy out there, out to midfield.
And he first got that thing, and I was like, okay, gain a 2, gain a 3, gain a 4 down, a 5 down, a 6, gain a 7. It didn't look like he had enough room. Turn the quarter, and he can scoot a little. You can see why he's on the list of several.
Yeah, he was letting his guys block
and
out
good
there.
Patience there, waiting to cut inside out and keep going. If that's a sore ankle, I'd hate to see him when he's healthy. You've been warned, the rest of the CMAC.
So Lithia Subaru of Fresno 1st and 10, nearing the 4-minute mark in the second quarter.
A little misdirection.
Privet sidestepped one defender. Got it inside the 45 to about the 43. Gain of 7 on that one, so it'll be 2nd down and 3. Collazo keeps it. We're looking for blockers in front.
Look at our guy.
Inside the 20. Stretches forward to about the 17, 18-yard line.
Well, let me go through the list.
Watch Jones on this play, number 5, in front of him, kind of not blocking anybody. He's just cruising. Right. He watches him go right by. Yeah. Hey, I better get out there and block somebody.
He's waiting for somebody to tackle him on the fake, and then he's like, oh, man, my quarterback's pretty good. Remember, Jones has been on the defensive side of the ball, not playing much fullback in there. That's, snap to whistle. Just don't assume on that one there. He's looking back like, hey, this number 8's not bad, huh? I should actually block somebody downfield.
Well, his run puts him in the Toyota red zone. Now he's going to throw. Has a receiver.
What a throw.
Touchdown.
What a throw. All these soccer lines get you mixed up on really what it was. Great throw there.
Fernando Gonzalez on the receiving end of the touchdown pass from Noel Collazo. Here's another look at the Portishead's touchdown.
Why don't you pull it out? I thought they'd do this earlier here. Excellent throw. Excellent throw. Good play action. And that's what happens. You get defensive backs and defensive linebackers peeking in the backfield. They're peeking in the backfield because you're running the ball so successful, so play action comes easy. And I'll tell you right now, Christian Torres up front, Mark Barrera up front, Jesus, Faria Ortiz, John Bravo, and Jason Lopez, they are making their mark known, that front wall of Sanger.
It's 38-7 Apaches. We're coming right back after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. 2:59 to go here in the second quarter. It's been all Sanger. The Apaches with a 38-7 lead over Madera to open league play tonight. Sanger looking for its 4th straight win. Isaiah Romero getting set to kick it off. Done a lot of that in the first half. Kicks it away deep inside the 10 across the 20 and 25. Taken down there. Logan Wattenbarger on the return. Let's send it back down to the sidelines and Kevin Miller.
Homecoming, so I hit the road. Hit the 99, destination Madera High, specifically the student section of the Coyotes! What's good about being a Yodi? Let's go! What's good about being a Coyote?
Being a part of the best student section in the Valley.
Best student section in the Valley. Here we
only Kevin would have a little more fun on the job, right? Wendy's is proud to sponsor the Hot and Juicy Sideline Reports with Kevin Miller. Martinez back to throw, over the middle, in and out of the hands of Lopez. MD Manuel Insurance wants to thank all of our servicemen and women for the freedom they earn for us each and every day. Martinez taken off, gets to the sideline and out of bounds at the 36.
He runs real well. He's got some wiggles to his game. Problem is, though, you're down so many points, you just can't do something that you're not used to doing. You're not going to throw every down. You still got to run your offense. And perhaps you could get 3 turnovers in a quarter and get yourself back in it, but you just can't start throwing into a passing team because you're down so many points.
3rd and long. He gets away from pressure, splits those defenders. Now he has them open field. Yeah. Coming to the near side. Couldn't get a block out there. He's taken down at the 43 of Sanger.
Again, coming off the edge, almost. Couldn't get him that time, and Martinez. He is something in space, isn't he?
He is. Going to try and throw, may have to run again. Unloads, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the arms of the defender. Coming back the other way is Gabriel Morales down the sideline.
Got enough?
Pick 6.
Hey, send it in.
And there's a horse collar tackle at the end as you see the flags come in.
Yeah. And just hopefully he's not injured.
No, he's too happy to be hurt.
He's fine now. He's going to love this replay.
Gabriel Morales was right there.
And you almost got to think of, Martinez, the decision on this. And this what happens. You turn yourself into a running back and all of a sudden try to make decisions as a quarterback.
Well, he had to be thinking that his receiver was going to break one way, and he just wasn't there.
Yeah, and maybe just turn the corner or just take your medicine.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. On the defense. That penalty be assessed on the kickoff. 1 on time down.
Is it Romero?
Pena the holder. And the extra point is good. Wow, 45 in the first half for the Apaches of Sanger.
And the coaches they're not even belly bumping now. They're just bumping. They're not even jumping on their belly bumps. The coaches are so tired. Not a good showing.
Here's a look at the smile cam.
It's homecoming smile.
Sponsored by Toyota.
All right, Coyotes. Coyotes. Strike up the fight song again and again and again.
Here's another look. Porticeps touchdown.
Trying to get outside here and he just threw it right at him. Poor effort trying to make the tackle there, and then send it in, big fella. I see you, 33.
And he's getting a convoy with Gabriel almost celebrating as the flags come flying, but that's your Porticeps touchdown.
Almost is active. Pretty good players on defense. And remember, Sanger's got a lot of players banged up.
Make sure you pick up a copy of the Valley Football Guide, the #1 source for local high school football, Fresno State, and the NFL. Pick up your free copy at participating Wendy's and KFC locations. Now the penalty allowed him to kick that one out of the end zone, so it's a touchback. So let's see what Madera can do in this last minute and a half of the second quarter.
I think they need to run the football.
Got a new quarterback in there, David Zavala, #4, with the completion.
And I just thought Isaiah Martinez got a little overwhelmed with all that running and running and running. Just a poor decision on the pick six. And I think you're asking too much if you want to throw every down. Just run your normal offense. Almost got to pretend like the score is 0-0. I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Madera's going to lose tonight. So just run your offense and try to get better every play. And you got to catch the
Zachary Rook.
You got to catch the ball. Catch the rock. Come on now.
Stay tuned for the Xfinity halftime show featuring the Educator Spotlight that's coming up in a few minutes at halftime.
There we go. Get in there.
Sanchez picks up a couple. Under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Zavala did a Houdini act to get away from the defenders there. Runs out of bounds short of the 35.
Well, you do not need another turnover, that's for sure. Hey, Ralph, quick note on the Sanger girls cross-country team. #3 overall behind Buchanan and San Luis Obispo. #2 ranked in Division II behind San Luis Obispo. So congratulations, Sanger cross-country girls. Sanger cross-country girls.
Yeah, you're back in the boot camp sponsored by JR Sports, and I'm looking down at the 45-yard line. John Pena of Sanger is down, being attended to by the medical staff there, and looking at around his left knee, something on his left leg. And he was far away from the play in the defensive secondary when he was injured.
We don't need to say what a great football player he is and has played tonight. What a game he's played.
Yeah, and you brought up his history of injury.
Yeah.
He's lost some time with injuries.
Well, a little bit about Jorge Pena.
There he is right there.
Yeah, and
looking
his
at
son
that left
there.
knee.
One thing he told me, every year is different. When he's been coaching over at Sanger, every year is different, very unpredictable. Nowadays, Sanger has grown, the expansion. You got guys from Fowler, Parlier, Sunnyside moving in, so it's not your typical. There are your typical Sanger kids that can go way back to the Chuck Shadan days and Roy Tanemoto days, but there's also just a new breed of Sanger coming in, so everything's different that way. Remember, Pena was the offensive coordinator for probably the best team that's ever come out. Chuck Shadan's Valley Championship team and state team that went on and played Sarah. And that team had Aaron Mosby, Jalen Cropper, Nick Steele, Manuel Garcia, Andrew Azula. What a great team that was and all the points they put on. And that Sanger Tom Flores Stadium was rocking a couple of years ago. Man, that was an electric atmosphere, and probably one of the best Sanger teams to ever come out of that stadium. So Pena was the architect and the offensive coordinator behind that, and always talks about his mentor being Chuck Sedan. Chuck Sedan's my mentor too, so.
Legendary in the Valley,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
He's my mentor too, and all I do is call plays on Friday. Say hello to Chuck. I think his kid's in JV right now, playing JV, so Chuck has to be a part of that program.
You saw John Pena being helped off by teammates, unable to put any weight on that left leg.
I would work on victory offense. Take a knee, get to halftime, and let's see who wins the king and queen competition here. There you go. There we go. Victory offense. Nothing greater than that call there. All Sanger, Ralph.
Well, you could say that again. 45 points in the first half. They got help from special teams, a pick six by the defense, fumble recovery, plenty of offense, big plays.
Big plays and big person there. Noel Collazo, baby. He is dealing.
Send it downstairs to Kevin Miller with the coach.
All right, thanks, Ralph. Here with Coach Pena. Coach, up big, obviously. What do you got to do to safeguard against any letdowns in the second half?
Well, we're just going to keep playing hard. Hopefully empty the bench, get a lot of guys involved in the game. Everyone practices every day, so they deserve to get on the field tonight. So, we're just going to keep playing how we normally play.
Yeah, Sanger football. Coach, go get with your guys. Best of luck. Go get them in the second half. Ralph V-Dub, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Wendy's is proud to sponsor the Hot Juicy Sideline Reports with Kevin Miller, and Coach Pena also dealing with some concern for his son, who was helped off with an apparent injury there late in the second quarter. The quarter's been sponsored by Fashion Furniture across from River Park. There's nothing like it in all of California. Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity Internet delivers the fastest speeds in Fresno. Learn more at xfinity.com/X5. And now for halftime, let's send it downstairs to Kevin Miller.
All right, thanks, Ralph. Tonight's Scholar Athlete is brought to you by Subway, and I am here with Madera High senior Caitlin Nelson. Caitlin, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. You know, it's our homecoming night, and we have big plans coming up for this next couple weeks for football.
Wow, and you've got so much energy. I hear you were here since 5 in the morning setting up?
Yeah, so I'm part of our ASB crew, so we are here at 5 in the morning setting up for our rally and our parade today.
All right, boundless energy. She's going to go continue and continue. And you know what? What keeps you going is this fan club you've got up here. Can you catch that? Athlete of the Week, Caitlin, and your own, signature move there. That's one of a kind. You know those people up there?
Those are my family.
Oh, and your supporters. That's great. Now, can I brag on you a little bit?
Go ahead.
4.38 GPA, y'all, and you're involved in a variety of sports, obviously pep and cheer, but what other sports?
So I am on our cheer team, our dance team, our gymnastics team, and I used to be on our dive team. Currently, I'm the captain of 3 of those teams.
Oh, wow. And so leadership, and we sure appreciate that here at Madera High School. And then you're involved with ASB, obviously, as commissioner, and you're the representative to the school board. What's your role there?
So what I do is weekly I go and sit in our elected school board office, and I talk to them about what we're going through at Madera High, what we need, and just the fun things that our ASB has been putting on.
Great. Giving them feedback and providing that student perspective.
Yes.
Much appreciated in our community. And then you've got some plans for next year's senior here. What are you looking forward to?
So my dream school has always been Yale, but Stanford right now is looking more realistic for me since it's closer to home and I can stay with my family.
Oh, prestigious indeed. And then any career goals in mind?
I want to be an elementary school teacher and teach children for the rest of my life.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that's what we love about our Scholar Athletes, giving back to the community. And now, Caitlin, you are eligible for a $5,000 scholarship, courtesy of Subway. That would sound pretty good going to Stanford, yeah?
It would sound very good.
All right. And she's been leading cheers all night long. She will continue to do so. We want to award you this plaque to Caitlin Nelson of Madera High School. The fan club is cheering. We'll be back with more Xfinity Halftime Report right after this. Way to go. There they are. One more time. Yes. are back with our Xfinity halftime report for our educator spotlight with one of our illustrious principals, principal of Sanger, Kristen Coronado. Kristen, how are you doing this evening?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing very well, and I bet you're doing really, really well with that score right now. Pretty comfortable lead, right?
Very comfortable. Amazing.
Yeah, and Coach Pena, though, he's being very watchful. He's going to make sure all his guys are ready for the second half. But more to the point, first-year principal at Sanger High School. Central Valley wants to know, how are things going?
Well, we are having an amazing year in Sanger. We have amazing community, amazing staff, amazing teachers, and we are working towards building a farm. So we are currently, this is, fair season, and our FFA is doing really, really well in their competitions, and we have a new farm that will be completed in the spring, so we're very proud of that. Last night we had our pathway night, and we have currently 5 pathways at Sanger High School, and so we had lots of parents, lots of students interested in really seeing what we have to offer, and we have a lot of offerings for all students, and we just look forward to the rest of the school year.
You bet. So many opportunities. Wonderful community. We were there last year. Friday Night Rivals loves to come over to your neck of the woods and participate and showcase and highlight you all. So we greatly appreciate it. What does it mean to your students, your community, to be on Friday Night Rivals on TV?
Oh, we had the best rally yesterday, and we just, we have our band and our cheerleading and all of our amazing coaching staff under Coach Pena, our football players. Our community is Apache strong, and we have Apache pride. So it means everything to have an opportunity to really showcase what we as Sanger represent.
Oh, we appreciate your time. That Sanger pride, the community spirit is phenomenal. So thank you, Kristen Coronado, Sanger High principal, and we'll be back with more Xfinity Halftime Report right after this. Your Xfinity halftime interview is sponsored by Xfinity, and of course, we are here with our favorite part of halftime, our Les Schwab manager, and it's none other than the Madera store manager, Mr. Wayne Gorath. Wayne, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So we were waiting, anticipating with dramatic effect who won King. They didn't say Wayne Gorath, so we're going to do a revote, okay? We're going to get a revote.
Yeah.
But Cody won, and now they're about to announce the queen, but we're going to carry on. And it seems like only yesterday we were starting out having this interview when you opened up the store. What was that, 5 years ago?
5 years ago, almost to the day.
Wow, almost to the day. Love it. How are things going?
Going great. First 5 years, it's been a blur, and it's, like you said, it's been like it was like yesterday.
Yeah, and what a great community here, and I know you're servicing everyone so well. And about this time of year, we've got some special things going on with Les Schwab.
Yeah, so this time of year, we have our biggest fall tire sale, which almost every tire we carry is on sale for this month. So if you're looking for the economy tire or the premium tire, now's the time to buy if you're trying to get prepped for winter. All right, excellent time.
All right, yeah, winter is coming, and that's fall tire sale. Almost every tire, we like that, Wayne. That's a great feature. And with fall, that means fair. I know you contributed to the Madera Fair, and there's another fair coming up.
So a big Fresno Fair. We'll have some store managers buying animals tomorrow. So they'll be kind of supporting, like saying you're in the Fresno community, which is good. And we know we got a lot of kids here that got to go tomorrow, and you know, so they need some support. So, so please go out there and show your support. We'll be out there for sure.
We know you will. We'll be out there too. That's the one thing we appreciate about Les Schwab is that your contribution in the community is endless and tireless. And thank you very much for that. So we've got Wayne Gorath, Madera Store Manager of the Year, and we appreciate your time. We'll be back with more Xfinity Halftime Report right after this. I think you should have won. I think you were close. So close. Recount.
Welcome back, everybody. Tonight's third quarter is sponsored by Keller Motors, home of the Keller Forever Warranty. 45-7 is our score as we get ready to start the second half, opening the third quarter. Sanger with a big first half. Just about everything went the way of the Apaches, and they could do no wrong.
They could do no wrong. Red was rolling. And took advantage of the situations. And I think the big thing was that just Madera has had no answer for Collazo, the quarterback.
Well, he quickly got
when he's going. It's almost like a point guard, Ralph, that gets going and he can distribute it. He can take it to the hole. He can kick it out to someone to hit a three-point shot. And you get the comparison I'm trying to make. When that quarterback gets rolling, the offense gets rolling, and Collazo's just made him pay for everything. Great throw on a little stop and go, stutter and go, out and up, whatever you want to call it, for a touchdown run. He stretched across, was hit at about the 3-yard line, stretched across on the goal line there, and just ran that option to a T. They're going to be something to deal with. And remember, the advantage Sanger has is the whole world has gone spread.
Let's send it downstairs. Kevin Miller. Kevin?
Thanks, Ralph. Here with Coach Pellinelli. Coach, plans for the second half?
We're going to play more physical. Assignment football, we didn't execute our assignments in the first half, so it's just executing our plays and doing our jobs, really. That's all it is. I mean, we got to play a lot more physical. We got to do it one play at a time, so that's what we're focused on right now.
One play at a time. Get the job done. Coach, best of luck in the second half. Go get them. You got it. Ralph, B-Dub, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, operative word, assignment. Just too many people not handling their assignment. I had talked about you got too many guys on the dive, or we're not spying the quarterback. Guys aren't coming outside or inside out to fill the lane on the option pitch. Things like that just not. It's going to be difficult to prepare for Sanger. And I said it before, the whole world's gone spread. So when you're dealing with 4 wide receivers in practice all the time, it's tough to emulate physical runners inside the tackles and option quarterback and option assignment. So Sanger's going to take that to its advantage in the CMAC, and they will be difficult to deal with, especially if Collazo keeps balling out like he does. And I've seen some good players on defense. That almost can play a little. Pena's a heck of a player back there, too. So they got some dudes that come up and support. And remember, they are a little walking wounded there. Several guys, and you see a couple guys on the sideline there that have been injured this week. So that defense is only going to get tougher.
John Pena, we saw go off with an injury in the first half, late in the first half.
Yeah. What a perfect cue I got from almost his dad, Greg. Saw him when we were getting our Philly cheesesteak, one of the best sandwiches ever. If you come here to Madera, make sure you get the Philly cheesesteak. That's all I have to say. And you see, he came up and gave us compliments, Ralph. He really enjoyed the jobs we do on TV here. Well, guess what? We really enjoyed the job your son did in that first half here today, because he was all over the place. Number 2 was flying. Nothing like homecoming.
Still some celebrations. A lot of pictures tonight.
A lot of
photos, a lot of video.
A lot of Snapchat, Chalk, all that stuff they call it. Instagram. Oh, am I showing how old I am or what? I just think of Madera High back in the day with Johnny Urban and Reggie Henderson, Dane Cook, and some of those special talents. And Bruce Irvin at quarterback, Glenn Bernay at wide receiver. Brent Martin, Big Martin, went on to play at Stanford. Elmer Parker, the best young linebackers I ever seen out here. And of course, Reggie Henderson. Oh, what a running back Reggie Henderson was. So, bringing back some of the folklore of Madera High football back in the day. There was no Madera South. It was just one team, and it was tough to play here. It was a special program.
And you know the way things are, it will be again.
Well, Pellinelli, he'll do work. He'll do work. I think Joseph Ferris set a good foundation on what it takes. And it ain't going to come easy, especially playing in the CMAC.
Here's another JR Sports kickoff, ramming over the competition. Nice return.
Yeah.
Out across the 35. That's Zachary Rock.
And I'm going to say, I mean, not to sound cruel, but the kickoff return has been their most effective play thus far, you know. I guess if you have enough practice at it, you're going to get pretty good at it, but you don't want to have that many practices at it.
Jonathan Ramirez had a big return and set up the only touchdown.
And that was a nice return there. Okay, score 0-0. You don't have to throw every down. Just try to get better each play. Counter action there. Pull both guys around. It's too much from the backside there.
Almost.
Okay. Yeah, it's almost just seeking. He is disregard that. If that quarterback pulls off and keep, almost is going to be which way did he go. But right now, almost just smells blood. He's just tracking it down from the backside. You've got to keep this kid honest.
Madera is staying with David Zavala at quarterback. And he's keeping it.
Yeah, see what I mean? That's how you do it.
Run out of bounds at the 48.
That keeps a guy like Olmos in the other defensive end. You got to keep them home, keep them honest.
Good enough for a 1st and 10, sponsored by Lithia Subaru Fresno. Take it back.
Yeah. Misdirection. I think it was Jenkins that got caught there.
This time he gives it up to Sanchez, and he's going to be dropped for a loss.
Too much penetration in White.
And Sanchez looks like he's hurt. He got gang tackled in there, and sometimes you get twisted and bent over in ways you're not accustomed to. You got a bunch of guys falling on top of you.
You know, one thing in talking to Coach Palinelli, he talked about, you know, when you're a head coach now, all the different things that you have to do. Let's watch this replay, see what happens. But he talked about just all the things that you have to do as a head coach and the things that go on out the field. And he wanted to give praise to his quarterback club, his Coyote quarterback club, in particular, Melissa Sanchez and Alicia Valdez. He says they mean the world to him with all the meals and extra stuff that they do for the players. And just being a part of that Coyote football club, just he can't speak enough about Melissa Sanchez and Alicia Valdez. So thank you for what you do for the Coyote football program.
And every program needs people
like that. Yeah.
Well, we have a timeout, and they attend to him. We'll take a break.
Put the kids before themselves.
Welcome back. Jeremiah Sanchez was able to walk off the field under his own power. Short pass is complete, and the run after the catch.
Yeah, that's stealing right there.
Down.
And remember in the first half when the receiver had to reach out in a stick route is that simple? You've got to stick it almost like a dart, going for a bullseye there. And Marco Lopez, easy to be able to run with the catch. You shouldn't be reaching out when you're going to drill it that close. And that was better execution there.
Zavala keeps it again to the near side. He's outnumbered to run out at about the 38.
Okay, and twice, here's two things I don't like about Zavala. He's spreading them out. He's got to give a hard plant and get upfield. You know, running out of bounds does nobody any good there. Make people miss. So the toughest thing to do is tackle people in space. You've got him sprung out, and he's headed towards the side. He needs a hard plant and get back upfield. Don't run for the sidelines.
2nd and 9. He's going to throw. A little too tall for Lopez, incomplete.
Had him. Pitch and catch.
The 3rd and 9. Zavala is a junior, listed as an even 6 feet, 155 pounds.
Not much size to him. If he cut his hair, he'd probably be 150, Ralph.
Maybe I should try that.
Stay in there.
You want to take off?
Yeah. You know, and that just comes with time and patience. Stay in there. That front wall has not done a bad job. They built a real good pocket there, but and I saw Martinez do it earlier too. They just panic and get out of there. You got to stay in there.
Going to get some coaching from Paolo right now.
These are some dig routes and some developing routes over the middle there. And you feel that pressure, you got to step up and keep your feet moving. There was a pretty good line play there. Some good pockets.
Punt is picked up at the 6. Calandra with a return out across the 25. Immediately following this game, you can watch the Masters of Illusion only on the CW 59. Early in the 3rd quarter here. Sanger already with the big lead. We'll see Noel Collazo back at quarterback. Pitch is coming to the near side. Privet taken down close to the 30.
Yeah, pretty good team defense there for the fastest guy in the football field there. And Privet
couldn't quite get going.
No, he couldn't really turn the corner, and there was no cutback lanes. So that is a perfect example, ladies and gentlemen, of team defense.
Keep it on the ground again on 2nd and 9 and drag down after a very short gain. That's Gonzalez.
Yeah. And I already see the hint of physicality that Coach Palinelli talked about at halftime.
Well, the runner who hurt Madera in the first half was the quarterback. He broke the big plays.
I kid you not, Ralph. If I was on the field, he looked about 6'7" to me. I know I'm not the biggest guy in the world. Man, he looked huge. Watch out. Watch out. I told you. Forget 40, it. Forget
no one's going to catch him,
No,
are they?
no. I think he should have tried
down inside the 10.
I think he should have tried to break the tape.
Touchdown saving tackle by
he
Jordan
slowed
De La Rosa.
down. I think his best bet was try to outrun him. I mean, he looks effortlessly. Look at this. This guy's got some wiggles.
He got into the high gear in a hurry.
He's got some wiggles. Now, right here, just try to outrun him.
Looking for a
I didn't like that decision. Maybe let's look at it again. I think he had enough speed with another space there. Just try to outrun him. I think he'll be hating himself, but I'll tell you one thing. This guy can scoot.
And he scooted into the Toyota
He
red
can
zone.
boogie a little, can he?
First and goal from the 8. This is Gonzalez. Inside the 5 to about the 4.
Well, they got their misdirection game coming back underneath, almost like a Sally, as they called it back in the day.
Fernando Gonzalez, a sophomore, 5'7", 145.
Okay, we're going to inside reverse. I don't know. Looks like Collazo and option time.
Second and goal.
Go straight ahead, nothing going. Ball's loose.
Ashton Rodriguez was the ball carrier that time. Gonzalez ended up with the football.
Now, one thing Sanger has to think about, the backup quarterback is Pena, and he went out hurt. So now, who is your emergency quarterback? I don't think you want Collazo out here all night.
Fake the
Boot
pitch.
action.
Rolling to the near side. Collazo's going to tuck it down and take it in to the end zone for the touchdown.
Just lost contain. And I alluded to it earlier. Sometimes when you, as a defensive end or defensive outside linebacker, when you try to run things down by the backside there, that's what happens.
Another look at the Porta Subs touchdown.
You got to play with the eyes. You got to stay home. I think it was Korea that had outside contain and just let him go.
So the Apaches break into the 50-point neighborhood. Now 52.
Half a hun. Got half a hun going. That's not good. 6'4", 180, 6'5", 6'6". To us little people of the world.
So Sanger is making a statement tonight to open league play. Apaches are always tough at home, but this is one on the road.
Yeah, there should be some great contests. Playing Bullard High, playing San Joaquin Memorial. Those
Tough
would be
league,
those would be,
right?
especially if you have to travel to Sanger. Whoa. Donnie Arax, Anthony Ghostin, you will be up all week. Trying to figure this one out. Look at this. Here's Sanger's most difficult challenge all night.
You're right.
Keeping the ball on the tee. They got to work on that. I tell you what, they need to start watching film on that. Keeping the ball on the tee. That's their toughest task tonight. A little disappointed in Romero there. Took him like 6 tries.
Another JR Sports kickoff.
Over the Kuiper got him, huh? Gotta run that one.
Picked it up and dropped.
Sniper got him.
Let's send it downstairs to Kevin Miller. Kevin?
Friday Night Rivals is powered by the United States Army, and I am here with Sergeant Carrillo and, of course, Sergeant De La Torre. Sergeant De La Torre, what's about to go down tonight?
It's going to be a push-up competition between Madera and Sanger. How many they can do in 2 minutes. That's it.
2 minutes? Man, we can do like 2,000. Is there anything on the line? Can they win anything? Is there an Xbox or something on there?
There is an Xbox that they can register for, and there's going to be a raffle.
All right, but we got to win. And you know what? I'm in this competition. Do we have any theme music? We got some Eye of the Tiger. Get some Eye of the Tiger going here. Punisher. All right? Hey, Sergeant Carrillo, you hold this. You guys ready? Let's go. Let's get it. On the Xbox. There we go. Yeah. Eye of the Tiger. Oh, they got the ready. Start it. We got to go.
Ready, set, go.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Oh, yeah. Run, good. The song I sang on my wedding day. Come on, Joseph. I want an Xbox. That's the way Rocky did it. In Rocky 62. Hey, I got the eye of the fatigue. Let's keep the conversation going. And hashtag Living on Fresno. Back to you.
30 seconds. Only another minute and 55 seconds to go, Kevin Moore.
40, 41. Come on.
Zavala dropped it, picked it up. Now he's trying to get out of trouble. Nearly intercepted as he threw it upfield along the sideline.
How many push-ups would it be if those Sanger flag carriers, every time they scored a touchdown, first they did 7, then they did 14, and then they'd be coming out of here looking like the Hulk, wouldn't they?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Fans, you can live tweet Kevin Miller at hashtag FNR Fresno on whom you think is the player of the game. It's brought to you by Donald P. Dick.
Well, we already got the N engraved, the O engraved, the E engraved, the L engraved.
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Zavala. Boy, that almost looked like the Immaculate Reception there. Bouncing off of the ground. Incomplete.
Still think Madera needs to run the football more. Don't give up on it. Just try and get better each play. Throwing the football every down. Two guys that really aren't comfortable throwing the football, from what I can tell.
Zavala going to throw it. Has a receiver open. Pass is complete. Right at the first down stick. Going to be very close. Raul Medrano on the reception.
Nice catch.
And it's a Lithia Subaru Fresno 1st and 10. Now the pass out to the far side. Medrano again, the receiver, gets across midfield to the 49 of Sanger. Make sure to pick up a copy of the Valley Football Guide, the #1 source for local high school football, Fresno State and the NFL. Pick up your free copy at participating Wendy's and KFC locations. Zavala looking, boy, has all kinds of time.
Stay in there.
And he's going to unload downfield, and they could not make the connection. Medrano, the intended receiver. So 3rd down, 7 to go. Well, again, Zavala has plenty of time.
Only rushing 3.
Somebody's got a pin at midfield. And he's run out of bounds after Well, he got about a yard maybe?
Yeah, and I've already got on him about he heads towards the sideline. And what that is, Ralph, that's just another defender, which makes it easier for the defense to just shove you out of bounds. In fact, they didn't even have to work on tackling there. You have got to learn to tuck that thing up and go and put pressure on the quarterback. You got two quarterbacks that are pretty active. Both of them tend to just sprint to the sidelines. Put pressure on that defense, turn upfield, make them tackle you in space, and be prepared to slide.
4th and about 6. There's a flag.
There's a hold.
And there comes another Midland Tractor flag on the play. I think it was a good catch over there by Bryson Smith, but it's maybe going to come back. Usually in the area where you expect holding, right?
Yeah. That name Bryson Smith sounds familiar. Alex Smith.
Be sure to join us in 2 weeks. We're going to broadcast the Edison San Joaquin Memorial Game right here on the Central Valley CW59. A bye next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Whole lot of laundry out there. Somebody's not playing right.
Personal foul on the defense. We have holding on the offense. Those penalties will offset.
Cats game. Let's try it again.
Another chance on a 4th down. Fourth and 6. Zavala looking to his bench for the play call. About a 2-man rush.
He threw it flat-footed. Yeah.
Nice effort to go back and try and make that catch.
If you see this, he threw it flat-footed. Just horrible mechanics there by Zavala. Get a replay on that.
Madera turns it over on downs.
He has got to step into the throw. Use his lower body. The guy who taught me the most about passing, Daryl LaMonica.
Mm-hmm.
Well, LaMonica put so much emphasis on your hips down to your legs. People don't understand that when you're throwing the football. How much weight transformation of your hips and legs mean into throwing the football. Zavala is just flat-footed.
And Daryl LaMonica could tell you a few things about
that.
Yeah,
he's tossed a couple. Tossed a couple of them pretty far from what I've heard. All right, subs into the game. People not sure where to line up. Here we go.
Well, Collazo's still in there at quarterback, and now there's whistle stopping play.
Delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Rotate. A bunch of players. Get some guys in.
First and 15. Apaches pushing it up the middle. That's Rodriguez, Ashton Rodriguez, the ball carrier now. Getting more carries, more time.
And if it is Collazo down the stretch, now I see a bunch of handoffs, not so much option here.
Sure.
He's already proven himself.
Rodriguez again off left tackle, breaking a couple of tackles.
Nice run.
Still pushing forward down to the 32 of Madera.
Rodriguez. Great run.
Nice move there.
Move in the pile, stiff arm,
Show
get off
strength, too.
Try to go low, I'll stay high. There's a shake, the rattle, and the roll. He had it all on that play. Shake, rattle, and roll. Sing it with me, old timers. I said shake, rattle, and roll. Had it all. Quit showing off the repertoire there.
Rodriguez getting all the work on this possession down to the 29.
We'll have a fast fourth quarter, that's for sure. Ashton. I see Ash.
One of those sophomores needs some valuable playing time.
I think they've got about 5 or 6 sophomores up.
Privet has an opening on the left side. Cuts it inside. 10-5.
Face mask. Touchdown.
No signal for a touchdown.
I've been confused with these lines the whole night.
Well, he got right down to the goal line. I think you're going to mark him probably at about the 1. Good luck marking that one off.
They'll move it. They will move it the
He's
size
about
of
the
a
1
candy
foot
bar.
line.
Yeah, they'll move it the size of a candy bar. And I mean a Halloween candy bar, too.
Personal foul. Face mask. On the defense. Half the distance to the goal.
Beautiful
First down.
turf, and it looks good at night. But, you know, part of the situation is they draw these soccer lines in there, too, and just confuses us. This right there. Oh, what a play. Oh, I thought that was Privet.
I thought it was Privet too, Gonzalez.
Yeah, there it is. Ashton.
And the touchdown there.
Yeah.
Having to go about a foot. And that's Rodriguez earned that one.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Did most of the work on that drive. Take another look at the Porter Subs touchdown.
Well, what I can tell you is Fernando Gonzalez, he can run a little because he looked like Privet on the play that set up the touchdown. You saw that 9, you thought it was Privet because he was so fast. And there was one tired kicker, huh, Ron?
Yeah, the kick was good. Calandra had to hold because that was John Pena's job, but Pena went out right before halftime with an injury.
Yeah, Romero will sleep well tonight.
Tonight's third quarter has been sponsored by Keller Motors, home of the Keller Forever warranty. It's all Sanger. We'll get back to the fourth. Fourth quarter is sponsored by Midland Tractor. Team Midland keeps you growing with solutions. Here's a look at the cheer challenge, sponsored by Les Schwab Tires.
Just like the football game.
Uh-oh, they're getting sideways. Look out.
It's all Sanger, huh?
Wow. Getting fancy on us.
Going across the country. Look at they have fun. Sanger's the winner.
And again, the cheer challenge sponsored by Les Schwab Tires. (59-7) as we go to the fourth quarter, so we'll be playing with a running clock for the remainder of this game.
Long overdue.
Another JR Sports kickoff ramming over the competition from the 25. Zachary Ruff out across the 40.
Oh, Ralph, I got to talk to Aaron Fitzgerald, who puts together their documentary for the year, the highlight film for Sanger High School. Coach Fitz Productions.
Be busy tonight.
Yeah. He really just needs our game tape, huh?
Yes.
And use that for the whole year. Man, scored enough. Coach Fitz Productions. He will be busy tonight trying to edit this.
Zavala with the handoff.
It was a good run.
This is Jonathan Ramirez, who had the long kick return that set up the only touchdown.
Well, you got Jonathan Ramirez here. I know Marco Lopez is a very good wide receiver. Now, my thing is, Isaiah Martinez, as much as he's been moving, he's got to be on the field at the same time, too. If it's not going to be quarterback, get him going, too.
Lithia Subaru Fresno 1st and 10 from the 40. Zavala.
Yeah, try to piece all this together.
Medrano with the catch.
Try to get all this together here. Maybe there's a set where you can have Zavala, Isaiah Martinez all together at the same time here. And then Ramirez, you might have something going. And maybe, and I'm just saying here, I'm not sure if spread is the answer. Just not sure if that offense fits the personnel Madera has.
Zavala keeps it inside the 30. Run out of bounds.
Yeah,
that's
my only fault with him. He runs out of bounds and runs out of bounds and runs out of bounds.
Here's another look at the Smile Cam, sponsored by Toyota.
Well, they've been playing like they've scored 59 points. I'll tell you that.
It's homecoming.
Yeah, they have been enthusiastic the whole time. I've heard the beat going down there, and, you know, they did an incredible job of their homecoming ceremonies. And those student body, you guys, hats off to you, Madera High. Yotes, as you like to be called.
Vincent Martinez down to about the 20, maybe the 19. Yeah, they'll spot him right at the 20. Best scoring chance in a while now for Madera. Right on the edge of that Toyota red zone. The view from the booth cam is sponsored by JR Sports.
Right away.
Again, down the sideline and
we go.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jonathan Ramirez.
Yeah, he's had a night.
Yeah, set up the first touchdown and scored the second.
I think you get Ramirez going. Ramirez, Jeremiah Sanchez, and you got to get Isaiah Martinez on the field at the same time. And you might want to get some triple option in yourself. Some wing tee or something that way. Just me. It doesn't look like the spread's the answer. Got some guys with some wiggles that can run a little. That might be the answer.
Extra point is up and through. 59-14. Sanger running away with it, but a good possession there for the Coyotes. You're watching Les Schwab Tires Friday Night Rivals. Back after this. Welcome back as the Coyotes are set to kick off. Richard Lozano Cruz with an onside kick, takes a high bounce.
Got it.
And they may have it right down the sideline.
Okay. And
Ramirez again.
Well, and when you have turf like this, good things like that happen. And that's how you chalk it up.
Wow. He should be a shortstop in baseball. The way he took the bad hop.
That's how you chalk it up. But that's why I always say, you know, when you're punting the football on this, you should always rugby kick it and everything else because you're going to get a clean roll.
Great field position.
Look
Why
at
not
our
give it
guys.
to number 82?
You know, they strand it out pretty good. They string it out pretty well. They just need that hard plan upfield. And that comes with a lot of the runs I've seen tonight from Madera. They're sideline. Now, hard plan upfield. Hard plan upfield. Quit trying to bounce outside. You want to break through almost like the saloon doors, if you can imagine that. Okay. Sooner or later, there's been times when it's okay to bounce it outside, but there's other times you stretch it, you stretch it, you stretch it. You want a hard plant and get upfield. I've seen that a couple times with the quarterbacks and then a couple times here with Ramirez tonight. I think it's just imagine that where you're just going to stretch it and then a hard plant and get upfield. Get your shoulder square upfield, too.
He tried to go through the saloon doors on that one and ran into an iron gate, I think.
To the sheriff, right?
Zavala going to throw it deep. And
it worked.
Touchdown.
It worked.
Logan Wattenbarger.
And I don't think that's Zavala, Ralph. Let's check. Thought it was number 10.
They sneak somebody else in?
I think so.
They lose to Alex Trunke as a quarterback.
10.
Perfect throw. Another
Keep
look.
on trucking, Truckee. And that's one of those you go, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. Infield fly rule on that one.
Well, good for him. Alex Trunke, a senior, comes cold off the bench and throws a touchdown pass.
That's awesome.
And the extra point is good. So now a couple of scores and plenty to cheer about.
Well, I'll tell you what, you couldn't get 59-21 in PE football.
Time for the drive of the game, sponsored by Lithia Subaru. Started with,
look at that,
Fernando Gonzalez.
Another inside handout.
Morgan Privet, turning it on down the sideline.
This is where I second guess him. I think he should have tried to outrun him.
Now Gonzalez again. And Noah Collazo, the quarterback, going to keep it.
Yeah, send it in, 6'4".
Collazo's had a big night. Short kick taken around the 30-yard line as we send it back downstairs to Kevin Miller.
All right, thanks, Ralph. Earlier at halftime, we heard from Sanger Principal Coronado about how special her students were and the community is in Sanger. And I'm here with Adriana Jr. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And Adriana is a difference maker. She and along with her other students, government students, they gave back to the community for migrant families. Clothes, toys, food and gift cards. And what was the inspiration, Adriana, for doing that?
So inspiration for doing that was just we saw a need in our community. There's a lot of families in need who can't afford it, and especially it's difficult in the holiday season. So we just wanted to help them out a little bit.
Wonderful. And this happens during the holidays. And what's your favorite part about that?
My favorite part about the holidays is, like I said, helping out the community and helping people in need, because I'm very fortunate enough to be able to do that for other people.
Wonderful. And the game's perspective so much. We appreciate your time and the impact that you're making on your community. Let's keep this conversation going at hashtag FNR Fresno. Ralph E-Dub, back to you. Thanks, Adriana.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Mark Jones with a chance to carry the ball. Senior showing some power.
This will be fun. They'll get home tonight, shower up, pizzas and sodas all over the place, and they won't go to sleep. They won't go to sleep till they all watch this. And the problem is, there are going to be 4 or 5 of them gather around, and it's going to be rewind it, rewind it, rewind it, rewind it. Next thing you know, it's 3 a.m.
Stay tuned to the conclusion of tonight's game for the post-game wrap-up, sponsored by 5150, and the presentation of the Donald P. Dick Player of the Game. Sanger really in no hurry now with the running clock. Take as much time as possible.
Just pray nobody else gets hurt.
They still got some of their number one guys in there, like Fernando Gonzalez.
Fernando Gonzalez.
He needs a block. Down to the 20, run out of bounds.
Boy, he's got some wiggle.
Well, watch everything open up for him on the left side.
Yeah, I talk about that hard cutback. Yeah, see what I mean, people? The cutbacks. The cutbacks will kill you. And he switched the balls. Look at this guy. Switch the ball, left arm to right arm on us.
Keeping it away from the side of the defender.
Look at him going to work. I see you, 2-9. Fernando. You can go a little. Where the red fern goes.
This is Jones. Down to about the 16. Under 2 minutes to go. Alonso is going to go the distance in this game, most likely because of the injury as Jones trips forward. The injury to Pena is the backup quarterback.
So a priority, and remember, he almost got hurt on that first run he had. So priority, if you're Coach Pena, is, first of all, let's make sure your son's okay.
Sure.
And second of all, you're going to have to find a backup.
Well, it's third down. Jones loses the football. Let's see who gets on it. Sanger got it back, I believe.
Well, it's about time for victory formation.
Luis Campos may have saved the day by recovering that one. And it's fourth down, and you're right, just time to take a knee.
We talked about Christian Torres, Mark Barrera, Jesus Faria Ortiz, Jonathan Brasso, and Jason Lopez. That offensive line was outstanding.
Be sure to join us in 2 weeks as we broadcast the Edison San Joaquin Memorial Game right here on the Central Valley's CW59. That'll do it for this one. As 4 straight wins now for the Sanger Apaches. 59-21 as they open league play with an impressive win on the road at Madera.
Only losses to Hanford. And Hanford is quite the football team. I'm sure you in the Valley know that.
Absolutely. The fourth quarter has been sponsored by Midland Tractor. Team Midland keeps you growing with solutions. We'll be back for the wrap-up show after this. Welcome to the postgame wrap-up, sponsored by 5150. Drink it, wear it, live it. Now we send it down to Kevin, the presentation of the Donald P. Dick Player of the Game.
With the most points on the board thus far in FNR 2019, with the victors, the Sanger Apaches! Oh yeah, oh yeah. And with the victorious coach, Coach Pena. Coach, let's start with, what are the strengths of your squad?
You know, our toughness, our resilience. I think our kids show up. Every day they show up, work hard, and on Friday nights they show up, and their toughness really shows through.
Yeah, and you guys showed up tonight, 59 on the board. Coach, what do we got to work on for the rest of the season?
We got to continue working on fundamentals. We stress fundamentals every day, so we got to, we always say we got to block, we got to tackle, we got to protect the ball. If we do those things, then we'll get the results we're looking for. So
some video analysis tomorrow, practice on Monday. You guys ready? Yeah. Now, of course, we got a player of the game. We call it the Mr. Cool player of the game, because his game is as cool as ice. So 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns for number 8, QB1, number 1 in your heart, Mr. Noel Collazo. Noel standing up strong today. Noel, what are your goals for this team for the rest of the season?
Just win league and win valley.
You guys ready for that? Yeah. Man, well, you are setting the tone. Now, here it is. This is your player of the game helmet and plaque. Noel Collazo. One more time. It's a cool player of the game. And then Noel's not the only one going home with some hardware. How about the whole Apache squad? The 10 of 59 Les Schwab Trophy to the Sanger Apaches! Yeah! Let's give it up one more time. Sanger! Ralph, B-Dub, back to you.
All right, thank you, Kevin, and we will be back after a break. We'll see you when we're back. Postgame wrap-up sponsored by 5150. Drink it, wear it, live it. 59-21 was our final score tonight. Sanger opening league play with a lopsided, convincing win, and an impressive win, I thought.
Right.
The way that they showed off in all phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams.
Offense, defense formed over. Had some good playmakers.
Noah Collazo, the quarterback, kind of set the tone with the way that he played tonight. That Sanger defense coming up with a pick six, fumble recovery, interception.
Did it all.
They ought to be excited about their Apaches down in Sanger. Once again, the final score 59-21 tonight. We will be back in 2 weeks. Edison against San Joaquin Memorial. We'll see you then.